morning, friends. I'm here in my bathroom showing you all of my morning loveliness. So anyway, I have been wanting to tell you guys about this and I just haven't done so yet. So the reason why I need to be up here now in the morning, I'm going to, get ready for the day, obviously, put my makeup on and everything, but I want to show you guys something. If you've been watching my videos for a while, and let's just say for the last 2 months, I have been using a product on my face, and I'll show it to you. So go before that. So anytime that you had seen me without makeup, and especially like in the summertime, because when you go out to the sun, like if you have dark spots on your face, sun damage, and sometimes even like the darker brown patches, you go out into the sun without sunscreen or makeup that has sunscreen, like if you just went out with your bare face, it will enhance that, even making it darker. And so even like last summer, when I had no makeup on and that, you could see like, on my face, I had darker brown patches and that. So over at my hair salon, they deal with a dermatologist, a local dermatologist. He does Botox over there. Now I don't get that done, but he does Botox and he does other skincare, whatever, for people that have damaged skin and that sort of thing. And he has his product line that he uses. And I didn't talk to the dermatologist. I just talked to the receptionist, and I was asking about some of those products. And I said, is there anything that, has the bleaching, for the skin and everything? And they had 2 products, and the one that I would really need is this here. It's called Obagi. It's Obagic, and it's a clarifying serum that you put on. It's like it's oil based, and it's got the skin bleaching in there. And reading the back of the package, it says it takes up to a couple months for you to notice like a big change in your skin. But I actually started noticing within the first week to 2 weeks, I started noticing things getting lighter and lighter on my face. Now, I have a couple places here, and I think this one place over here, that this has always been a problem for me, even when I lived in Chicago. And I actually had this actually totally removed off of my face by using a bleaching serum, but it was a stronger strength evidently than what this is, because sometimes the sun damage goes in through not just the top layer of your skin, but it can go down into other second and third layer of your skin. So it's just, there. But anyway, this particular serum is not removing like all of this, but the majority of it. And like I said, if you've seen my videos in the past, you have seen, the bigger dark patches on my face and everything. And so this here to me is like a little miracle in a jar. I had to pay quite a bit of money for it. When I saw my dermatologist when I lived in Chicago, the thing that I used, it was a cream. I didn't pay that much for it because it was a prescription and it went through my prescription card, where this, you don't use a prescription card because it's going through that dermatologist. And so I had to pay full price. It's $123. And I know, some of you are gasping, but I have used this thing. I'm trying to find, where we can see. I have been using this when I start. I think I got it in April. So I used it part of April, I used it all of May, and now into June. So I've been using it for about 2 months. And I actually had a little spill here on my sink not long ago. It was a little spill, not much. I didn't lose too terribly much, but I'm going to try to show you in the light. if you can see, it's like right here where my thumb is. That's like where the liquid level line is. So in 2 months, that's what I've used. So let's put it this way. This is still going to last me probably another 2, 3, at least another 3 to 4 months. And I've already been using it for 2. So let's just put it this way. About half of a year is worth this is. So $123 for about 5-6 months. So you split that over time. The $123 is worth it, is pretty basically what I'm saying. So, and it's really helped my skin. It's gotten rid of the majority of the freckles that I had, and especially the brown patches that were on my face. So I wanted to tell you guys about that. And now I'm going to get ready. I'm going to put my makeup on. So I'm ready for my day. And I wanted to tell you about a couple products that I'm not too thrilled with, and I will not be repurchasing. So I bought this. It's from Almay. It's their Smart Shade. It's a perfect and correct primer. And it's supposed to correct, like, you know, imperfections and that sort of thing on your face. Well, let me show you what it really does. So I have some here on my hand, but you're supposed to just, you know, smooth it out. And eventually, you know, you get it all over your face. Let's just pretend that's my face there. And that sort of thing there. And then when you're left with that. And all it does to me, that lavender and that green, it doesn't correct anything. You know, like some concealers, I think like Avon has it, Mary Kay, but now your other, like L'Oreal, you know, makeup companies like that, they all have those concealers that they come like yellow or lavender or green, depending on what kind of issues, redness or like real dark circles. A certain color is supposed to help cover and mask all of that. And that's what, you know, this is supposed to do. Now this is completely dry. The last time I showed it to you, it was still kind of wet. Here it is completely dry. And what this does, really, because I put it on my face and I don't notice it correcting anything. All it does, it disappears and just gets translucent. And it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't correct and it doesn't color anything. So Almay, I'm really disappointed in this. And this was quite expensive too. You know, compared to other concealers, this I think was like almost $13 over at CVS. Did I get CVS or Walmart? Wherever I got it. But it's like 12 something. It's almost $13. Another one, if you're just looking for a translucent primer and that sort of thing, this might be okay, but I'm really not pleased with it, and I won't be repurchasing it. It's CoverGirl's True Blend. That does nothing for me either. I forget how much I paid for it, but I won't be repurchasing that either. I still like the L'Oreal BBC cream that I showed the last time, and Smashbox. This Smashbox Camera Ready. This is really good too. So those are my 2 favorites of all the different, oh, and the Maybelline. I think I showed you the Maybelline, the gel. Now, if you're just looking for a translucent primer to go over your face with no color or anything, the Smashbox has color, and so does the L'Oreal, but the Maybelline doesn't. It's just translucent, but it's like a gel, and the way that it goes on your skin, and it feels real soft on your skin, filling all the pores and everything, I like that one. So those are my 3 favorite primers of all. The other thing that I wanted to mention really quick about this serum that I'm using, I was noticing that, you know, I put on these 2 fingers 3 drops each, because you need 6 drops, and then I just take my other hand, and I, you know, just go back and forth like that. Then I would take it and then just put it there on both sides of my cheeks, okay? And I was noticing, like, all in here where I was really concentrating on putting it, my skin, within like 3 weeks, I really started noticing it up to the first month. It was like I almost had like plastic surgery. Seriously. My skin got so tightened, all the like crow's feet, you know, because I'm going to be 53 this year. So, you know, yeah, my skin's not real smooth anymore. So all the, you know, the crow's feet, which ends up turning into wrinkles eventually as you start getting even older, I noticed everything was tight and the wrinkles and everything were gone. And so I started putting bigger drops on, and now when I put it on my face, I concentrate from coming over here. I start coming, because this was all real tight in here, and I was noticing in here I still had like the crow's feet and everything. So I started coming down here the last couple weeks, and I've even been noticing like right in here everything is tightening up, and like all those wrinkles and everything that were starting to appear and everything, they're gone. It's like my face is, it's just real smooth. So anyway, I love that stuff. I'm going to go get another bottle and have it, because this, I'm figuring this is probably going to run out probably maybe by September, something like that. I probably got to about September and then this will be gone. So I'm just going to have another bottle on hand, but I really love that stuff. Now, I don't know. I have to go online and look, or you can go online and look. Again, it's OBAGIC, and it's the clarifying serum. This is what it's called. If the dermatologist is able to sell that without you being a patient, I'm kind of wondering if you could just order that online instead of going through a doctor to get it. I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna check it out, because if you can get it online, hey, it works. Seriously, it's like plastic surgery in a jar, in a bottle, whatever. But I really like it. Good morning. So this is the following day after where I showed you my a little plastic surgery in a bottle, is that's what I call it. But anyway, I am making a snack for my family for the weekend, and I got this recipe from Amy Lynn's Kitchen, and it's called peanut butter cornflake treats. I think that's what she called them. And the first time I made these, you know, I had Carly stop and get some cornflakes after work, and she brought home Frosted Flakes. So I thought, oh, they might be really sweet. But you know, then the next time, then I got the ingredients and I got cornflakes, and really it's good both ways. So you can use cornflakes or you can use Frosted Flakes. Now, here's what you're going to need. The ingredients are quite simple. You need a 9x13 pan. Now, Amy did hers in an 8x8 pan, and I've had to double the rest of my ingredients here because, you know, I've got a big family, and 8x8 pan doesn't do for my family. So this is a 9x13. In her recipe, I think she used 3 cups of cornflakes. I used 5 cups. And I'll tell you what, 5 cups of crushed, and I just put them in a Ziploc bag and crushed it. You can use your hands to crush it, or you can crush it with a rolling pin, or you can put it in a food processor. It's up to you. You just need crushed cornflakes. And really, a small 15-ounce box, really, that once you get them all crushed up, it will be your 5 cups. Maybe a slight bit more, but that's okay. Anyhow, so you need your cornflakes. You need 1 cup of sugar. She used half of a cup of sugar, but I'm doubling. Now, I didn't double this. She used 3 cups. I'm using 5. 6 is too much, so 5 is good. But I did double the sugar. She had half of a cup, so I have 1 cup. And then she had half of a cup of Karo syrup, and so I'm using 1 cup. And I think she used 3/4 cup of peanut butter, so I've done 1.5 cups. And Karo syrup, you know, it's this syrup here. Then you need chocolate chips. And she used white chocolate chips. I've used white chocolate chips the last 2 times that I did it, and it was good. But I want this time to taste it to see if it's going to be more like a Reese cup kind of taste. So I'm using, I didn't want to use just strictly milk chocolate because I like the semi-sweet chocolate chips too. So I'm going to do, you know, a mixture of both of those. And for this size pan, You can get away with just one bag of chips, but if you like your chocolate a little bit thicker, I wouldn't do half of a bag, maybe about a third of a bag. I did it the first time, 1.5 bags, and the chocolate, it was just a little bit too thick, but if you just go into another bag, I would go about a third of it, and that's about it. And so anyway, what we need to do is we need to get the sugar, the peanut butter, and the corn syrup in a pan over there, and we need to just melt it. That's it. You're just going to melt it till it's all blended. You don't want it to boil, nothing. You just want to melt it, okay? Then we're going to bring it back, put it in here, toss it all up, put it in here. I refrigerated mine for about 15-20 minutes and let it set up a little bit. Then I melted my chocolate chips, put that on there, and that's it. That's all you do. So it's kind of fast and easy to even make this too. So let's get started. Okay, so after you get this all blended, you're going to see it's real stiff, okay? And you don't want this on high heat because you don't want to scorch it. You don't, again, we're not boiling it. Really what you're doing, you're just heating this up till the sugar begins to dissolve, and then this won't be stiff anymore. It will be more like a syrup. So the more that you leave this on here, and it only takes a couple minutes, you'll find it's easier to turn it, and it'll get to be like that. I'm going to let it go maybe about 30 more seconds. And just like that, where it's just really easy to turn it, you can, fold it with ease. You're not struggling. It doesn't seem so pasty anymore. This is where you want to take it off of the stove. Okay, here you go. In it goes. It's like a nice little syrup, and we're just going to toss this and put it in the dish and just, press it. Okay, and this is what you should have, just like this. Now when you're mixing it, you're going to find that you'll have drier pieces at the bottom of your bowl. Just keep flipping it over. Stick your hand in there if you have to help, turn it all. When you turn it into your pan, you still might have a few dry pieces on the top. That's okay. Just take it and fold your mixture over, even here in the pan, and it'll get incorporated. And then this is what you're going to have, just like that. So I'm going to stick this in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Okay, we've taken this out of the refrigerator, and I've melted the chocolate chips. Depending on what kind of chocolate chips you use, depends on the time in the microwave. Like, for example, milk chocolate chips, they're going to melt faster than semi-sweet chocolate chips. Semi-sweet and white chocolate chips, they melt about the same time. I just start out at a minute, and then after that you can do 10 to 15 second intervals. This was the whole bag of milk chocolate chips, which were really melted on the minute, but I put it back in for an additional 15 seconds because the semi-sweet chocolate chunks weren't completely melted. So the 15 seconds did it. We got 4th of July coming up, and this might be a nice treat if you're going somewhere to a picnic, a family get-together, or whatever. You can put the white chocolate chips on here and get like red, white, and blue sprinkles and put on there if you want to. So anyway, I'm going to get my chocolate on here, and I'm going to just use these little sprinkles today on mine. So you can leave your chocolate just like that, and I just put like little swirls in it. Or like I said, if you want to go ahead and put some sprinkles and give it a little bit of an oomph, make it more attractive. Just get sprinkles, any kind of sprinkles that you like. And when these set up, I'm going to cut them and show you what they look like. Okay, so I've made my sweet little dessert that should get us through the weekend. And now I want something else to also snack on. And it's summertime, and I'm going to do a cheese ball. Usually when I make cheese balls, a lot of time when we think cheese balls, we think of a party or a holiday, like, Christmas or whatever, even Thanksgiving for an appetizer. And I don't know about you guys, but at that time of the year, I usually will crush up some nuts like pecans and I will roll my cheese ball or cheese log, however I'm going to do it. I roll it in nuts, but I'm not going to do that, you know, because it's summertime, and this is just a snack just for, you know, during the day you want to have a light snack. I was given club crackers to Alex, and he just had one. But anyway, so that's how I thought, oh yeah, why don't I do a cheese ball? Because I was trying to think, what else can I do to have like another snack? And it's been a while since I've done a cheese ball. But again, because it's summery outside, we really, I don't know about you, but I don't want the nuts. So, and I'm not going to do mine in a ball. I'm going to do mine rolled out in a log. And a cheese ball, if you've never made a cheese ball before, it's like the easiest thing in the world. Really, to make a cheese ball, you add anything your heart desires into your cheese ball. So, I will tell you what I'm putting in mine today. I'm just kind of like in a little Mexican mood, and I like spicy. And so this is what I'm doing. So I have a brick of cream cheese. This is some garlic, probably about half of a teaspoon of garlic powder. A big handful that you can grab out of a bag is about a cup, maybe just a little bit more than a cup, but judging, that's probably about a cup. Of cheddar cheese. You could use the Mexican blend cheese. You could, again, a cheese ball, you can put anything in there. You could put Swiss cheese in there, grated Swiss cheese, grated Colby, grated whatever, you know. So anyway, but that's what I'm going to put in there. I have some olives that I chopped up, and I tried to dice everything pretty fine because it's going to go in crackers. And then I diced up a small jar of pimento. So I'm just going to put that in there. And the liquid from the pimento and the olives are going to help, you know, give this where you can mix it and stir it a little bit easier. What else I have is a small onion diced up, and I'm going to put that in there. Get the remaining little bit of this out. And then I have here some chipotle peppers. And if you really want it spicy, you could take one of those peppers. I wouldn't do a whole pepper, but maybe half of a pepper and dice it. But what I like to do, because it's a cheese ball, this is going to get pretty pasty in here. And like I said, you've got a little bit of juice from the pimentos and the olives that's going to help it to, you know, get a little bit creamy as you're mixing it. But if you just take some of the sauce here, so I've got my spoon, and this is what I do. Just like that. And because it is chipotle peppers and they're very spicy, you're probably going to find that 2 of those is going to be spicy enough. And then the last thing that I'm going to do, I've got my scissors here, and I've got my clean cilantro. I just grabbed a hunk of cilantro, washed it, it's dried now. And I'm going to chop that up with my scissors and put that in there and then mix it all up. So look at all of that. And most people know that I love Mexican food. And this looks very festive, like a Mexican fiesta in there. Look at all those colors. So here's what I do. I put it on my wax paper, and if I'm going to shape it in a ball, I shape it in a ball. But I'm going to shape it in a log this time. And then this will get kind of messy. So after I shape it with this piece, I'm going to pull out another piece that I can wrap it in, and then I always rewrap that with just regular saran wrap. So here we go. We're going to dump this out and make a log. So you can see by shaping the log, that will get messy like that. That's why you don't want to store it, you know, in the same one like that. You want to get something that's clean. And this is like that because I rolled it on there, but that's okay because that's going to cover it. So I just need to get this and get it all wrapped up and chill it. And the cream cheese is going to, you know, get hardened up a little bit. You know, it had to sit out a little bit, room temperature, you know, so I can make this. So anyway, and this will be nice because by the time you slice, you know, one little slice will fit nicely like on a Ritz cracker, or if you use like the club crackers, you know, you'll probably have to spread it a little bit because it's an oblong cracker, but that's about the, you know, right size for at least a Ritz cracker. Just slice it and put it on a cracker. So my peanut butter cornflake bars have been sitting in the fridge probably half hour, a little bit longer, because I did the cheese ball. I had to chop everything up, put it all together, and I was doing a couple other things. So it's probably been about a half hour longer, and it's still a little bit damp in here. So I'm not going to cut all of the bars that way, but I will come over here where it's a little bit dry and cut out a square for you so that you can see. So there it is, guys. Look at that. And like I said, 1 bag and a third of maybe another one will get your chocolate like that thick. If you just use 1 bag, it's just going to be a little bit dense, but not that much. But anyway, this is, you know, from the end row here. I mean, the more that you get in there, you know how the pieces are nicer. But anyhow, these things are so good, you guys. So crunchy. And you know what? This is good this way. This is good with the chocolate. The last 2 times I did it the way that Amy did it with the white chocolate chips, and it's good that way too. But you know, I wanted to try it something where it would be more like a Reese cup. So anyway, it is really good with the chocolate on there, especially the milk chocolate. It's just kind of like a very crunchy Reese cup, because you can taste the peanut butter and everything. It's really good. So that's my vlog for today, and it's only 11:15 in the morning, but I did part of my vlog yesterday. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.